prose, The Wind on the Haunted Hill. Children, before I would start, let me tell you one motivational quote. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Okay, ma? If we have courage to pursue them, definitely our dreams will come true. Okay, children, in this standard 7, our English textbook is filled with lot of book exercises and with many hidden words and riddles. Actually, in the page number 109, you will find the hidden words and solve the riddles. Kindly get your textbook from the office room and complete those book exercises, which will give you a good time pass, and then it's a good activity work also. Okay? Yes, children. Now we will start the lesson. Children, before I would start this lesson, let me ask you 2 questions. Your first question is, how many of you are brave and smart to go from one room to another room even when the lights are off? I hope my children are very brave, is it? Okay. Your second question, how many of you believe there is a ghost? Actually, some of them and some of them not, is it? It's a very big debate. So, let us enter into the lesson now. The Wind on the Haunted Hill. Children, I hope you all know the meaning of haunted. Haunted in the sense, the ghost of the dead person. Actually, this lesson, this full unit is related to ghost only. Okay, it will be very excited. We will see the story now. Shall we start? Which is there in the page number 110. Okay. In the book exercise, see, write the names of the character in the story they have given. While I am reading, I hope you will mark it. Characters is already have written in the blackboard, but while I am reading, you please go through and then you put it in the notebook, in your textbook. Yes. Hoo, cried the wind as it swept down from the Himalayan snows. It hurried over the hills and passes and hummed and moaned in the tall pines and deodars. Actually, this story, this Wind on the Haunted Hill story, take place in the Himalayan mountains where the wind passes from the tall pines and deodars. This is the first paragraph. On the haunted hill, there was a little to stop the wind. Only a few stunned trees and bushes and ruins of what had once been a small settlement. Actually, in the Himalayan mountain, there is a hill which is called as the Haunted Hill. There we have trees, bushes and ruins. Ruins in the sense collapsed building. Collapsed building means we can imagine ourselves that once there was some settlement, some people were settled there, now that building has got collapsed. And then in those places always the wind, the blowing of the wind is speed. Okay. Then on the roof, on the slopes of the next hill, there was a small village. People kept large stones on their tin roof to prevent them from blowing away. There was nearly always a wind in these parts. Even on sunny days, doors and windows rattled, chimney choked, clothes blew away. So as I have told you, in this place, in the Himalayan mountain, always the speed of the wind is very high. Even in the sunny days, the doors and windows, actually when we have a winter season only, our doors and windows get rattled. We'll get a sound. Definitely next day we'll assume ourselves school is holiday. Is it or not? But in this place, always the situation is the same. They have the wind, blowing of the wind is same. Always the speed of the wind is same there, even in the sunny season and winter season. So 3 children stood beside a low stone wall, spreading clothes out to dry. On each garment they placed a rock. Even then the clothes flattened like flags and pennants. So it is very difficult for them to dry the clothes The 3 children stood beside a low stone wall, spreading clothes out to dry. On each garment they placed a rock. Even then the clothes flattened like flags and pennants. Children, can you see in this picture? 3 children, they are standing near a small wall and trying to dry the clothes by placing a rock on the top of the cloth. But even though due to the blow of the wind, the cloths flattered like the flags. Flattered means you can see whenever we hoist the flag, it will get flattered. In such a way, the cloths are getting flattered. Next, Usha, dark-haired and rose-cheeked, struggled with her grandfather's long loose shirt. She is a 11 or 12 years age girl, and she has a long dark hair with a rose cheek, and she is struggling to dry the cloth of his grandfather's shirt. She was 11 or 12. Her younger brother Suresh was doing his best to hold down a bedsheet, while Binya, a slightly older girl, Usha's friend and neighbor, was handing them the clothes one at a time. Usha, she is trying to dry the clothes of the grandfather's shirt, and Suresh, he is trying to dry the bedsheet, and Binya, she is she is handing the clothes to Usha and Suresh. She is a neighbor. Suresh is the sister of Usha, and she is the neighbor of Usha, who Binya, and she is older than Usha. Okay. Once they were sure everything was on the wall, firmly held down by rocks, they climbed up on a flat stone and sat there for a while, in the wind and the sun, staring across the fields at the ruins on Haunted Hill. So all their work is over. Actually here we have television, and then our these mobile phone gadgets. We have enough gadgets to spend our time. But here they sat on the wall and they started speaking about that Haunted Hill. Sitting on the wall, they started speaking about the Haunted Hill. We will see what is there in the Haunted Hill. I must go to the bazaar today, said Usha. I wish I could come too, said Binya, but I have to help with the cows and the housework. Mother isn't well. I can come, said Suresh. He was always ready to visit the bazaar, which was 3 miles away on the other side of the Haunted Hill. No, you can't, said Usha. You must help grandfather chop wood. So now, when they were talking about the Haunted Hill, Usha, it was afternoon, Usha said that she wants to go to the bazaar now. Actually, here we have, if we come to the roadside, we have all provision. We are enough to have all provisions there. But in this place, in the Himalayan mountain, it is not like that. This girl, she has to travel for 3 miles to get their daily wages, to get their daily provision. So it was 2 o'clock now, afternoon 2 o'clock, and she wants to go to the bazaar. And Binya is saying that I can't come with you, Usha, since I have to help my mother. She is not well today, and I have to help her in the housework and cows. And Suresh is always willing to go with Usha. But Usha says to Suresh not to come and help grandfather in chopping the wood. I hope you have understand the conversation. When you read the textbook, definitely you will understand. No, you can't, said the Usha. You must help grandfather chop wood. Their father was in the army, posted in a distant part of the country, and Suresh and his grandfather were the only men in the house. Suresh was 8, chubby and almond eyes. So, I hope you have understood. So, in the Usha's family, Usha's brother Suresh and his grandfather were the only men. So even see when our lights are off, actually when we have a night time, we want our support. Our main support is our father. When our father comes to our house, we feel that our family is completed, is it? And we have a good sleep. In such a way, here the only main support is Suresh and then his grandfather. Usha's father, he is working in the army officer, so in a distant place, so he cannot come daily. So Suresh and then his grandfather were the only main support. Okay, next. And this Suresh is at the age of 8 and he is very chubby with the almond eyes. Okay, almond in the round eyes. Won't you afraid to come back alone? He asked. Now Suresh is asking, Usha's sister, since you are going alone to the market, won't you be afraid to come back alone in the night time, in the evening time? Won't you be afraid to come back alone? Who is asking? Suresh is asking to whom? To Usha. Why should I be afraid? There are ghosts on the hill. I know, but I will be back before it gets dark. Ghosts don't appear during the day. Are there many ghosts in the ruins? Asked Binya. So now Usha is replying, why I should afraid? So Suresh, when he says, are you not afraid to come back alone? She is asking it, and Usha is replying, why I should afraid? Why I must afraid for that? then again she is saying, ghosts are there on the haunted hill, Noka, and how you come back safely? So we is saying, then this Binya is saying, are there many ghosts? Are there many ghosts in the ruins? Are there many ghosts in the haunted hill? She is replaying it. Now they will tell the story of the haunted hill. See, grandfather says so. He says that many years ago, over 100 years ago, English people lived on the hill. But it was a bad spot, always getting struck by lightning, and they had to move to the next range and building another place. But if they went away, why should there be any ghost? So now Usha is telling the story of the haunted hill sitting on that wall. Okay, what is that story? We'll see. Usha tells that his grandfather has said, actually we too, when I am a child now, my grandma used to tell me a lot of stories, not regarding haunted stories and all, but other her family stories and how the woman should be courageous. Like that story she used to motivate me. So here Usha is saying about the haunted hill, since his grandfather has told her that is before 100 years in the haunted hill there were some English people living over there, and due to the lightning and thundering people cannot stay, so they used to move from that place. So after she says that, Vinaya is asking, when humans are not there, when humans are not able to stay there, why ghosts are going to be there? Who Vinaya is asking there. What is the question she is asking? When humans are not able to stay there, why ghosts are going to be there? So she is asking it. Now let us see what reply she is giving. Because grandfather says, during a terrible storm, what is the meaning of terrible? Terrible in the sense fearful. During a fearful storm, one of the houses was hit by lightning and everyone in it was killed. Everyone, including the children. So what happened in the haunted hill? Once I told you before 100 years ago. Because grandfather says during a terrible storm, one of the house was hit by lightning and everyone in it was killed. Everyone, including the children. So now Usha is telling that I told you 100 years back there used to be a English people live there. So that in that one family was hit by lightning. Due to lightning, all house was burst away and all the people who are living inside the house have been killed, including these children. Now after hearing children, Binya is asking, were there many children? How many? There is many children were there. Who is asking? Binya is asking. And Usha is replying, there were two of them, a brother and sister. Grandfather says he has seen them many times when he passed through the ruins late at night. He has seen them playing in the moonlight. There were two of them, a brother and sister. Grandfather says he has seen them many times when he has passed through the ruins late at night. He has seen them playing in the moonlight. About whom she is saying? About the two children who have killed, who are murdered, that is, who are all killed due to lightning before 100 years. Those two children grandfather has seen when he comes late at night in the ruins. Did you understand what I am telling it? Okay, playing, that both children were playing under the moonlight. So now Binya is asking, wasn't he afraid? Actually, mostly we people, when we hear about this, our heart gets trembling. But old people, they won't worry about all those things. So now Binya is asking, wasn't he afraid? He here is the grandfather. Grandfather is not afraid. And Usha is replying, no, old people don't mind seeing ghosts. Usha set out on her walk to the bazaar at 2 in the afternoon. So she started walking to the bazaar afternoon 2 o'clock. It was about an hour's walk. She went through the fields, now turning yellow with flowering mustard, then along the saddle of the hill and up to the ruins. Saddle here is the low point on a ridge between two summits. So she started to moving to bazaar by 12 o'clock. Actually, for height, as I have told you, if you want to go to the bazaar, it is hardly 5 minutes or 10 minutes. If it's more than mostly half an hour, it will take to go to the bazaar and come back. That's it. But here she has to walk for 1 hour and then she moved to the bazaar now. And she has travelled all the flowering mustard place, everything she has crossed, and she has crossed the ruins also, and she came to the bazaar now. See, the path went straight to the ruins. Usha knew it well. She had often taken it while going to the bazaar to do the weekly shopping well known the places where she has to go. Why? Because she is even every week she used to go to the bazaar, and then her aunt's house is there in the bazaar. So to see her aunt and to collect the daily provision, usually then and there she used to go to the bazaar. So she is aware of all the ways. Inu kan kona desi no ma. So in that way she is also aware of all the way how to go. See, and that places they have described, that Himalayan mountain, no, that place they have described. See here, wild flowers grew in the crumbling walls. A wild plum tree grew straight out of the floor of what had once been a large hall. So now they have described this ruin. I told you know that haunted hill they have described. How is that haunted hill? There in their haunted hill, wild flowers are crumbling in the walls. And then once it was a very big hall, there is a plum tree and a soft white blossom had begun to fall. Blossom here is the flowers. So when she is walking, white flowers are begin to fall. Lizards scattered over the stone. As soon as this small insects, when they hear the noise of the human, they go and hide. So in such a way, lizards are scattered over the stones, while the whistling thrush in the sense a small singing bird. A small singing bird. It beats purple plumage glistening in the soft sunshine, sat in an empty window and sang its heart out. So while she is traveling, she is able to see the wild flowers, wild plum tree, blossom and lizard, and then she is able to see a singing bird who is sitting in the empty window and singing herself. Who is that? That is what a bird. Okay. Usha is able to see all these things and she passed that way and she went to the bazaar. Usha sang to herself as she slipped lightly along the path. Soon she had left the ruins behind. The path dipped steeply down to the valley and the little town with a straggling bazaar. Now she came to the straggling bazaar, that is spreading out in different directions. Usha took her time in the bazaar. She bought soap and matches, spices and sugar. None of these things could be had in the village where there were no shop. And a new pipe stem for her grandfather's hookah and an exercise book for Suresh to do his sums in. As an afterthought, she brought in some marbles. Then she went to the mochi shop to have her mother's slipper repaired. The mochi was busy, so she left the slippers with him and said she would be back in half an hour. So now she has come to bazaar. She started getting the provision item. All the things she got soap, she got matches even for the matchbox. She has to travel for 1 hour. A day she has to cross 3 miles and come. Okay. So thank God we must thank God we are all in the safe places here. Is it? So she brought soap, matches, spices, then sugar, and then new exercise book for her brother Suresh, and then hookah in the sense we have long pipe. They'll give vapor from there is something smoke like thing it will come from their mouth, that is the hookah. Okay, new then a pipe stem for grandfather's hookah, exercise book, and then some marbles for her brother. Then she went to the mochi shop in the sense to the cobbler to repair her mother's slipper. Okay, then she has saved 2 rupees. She had 2 rupees of her own saved up, and she used the money to buy herself a necklace of amber colored beads from an old Tibetan lady who sold charms and trinkets from a tiny shop at the end of the bazaar. Yeah, for us as whenever we have our birthday or any festival, we have saved some money. With that money we will get for us something, some necklace or earrings, bracelet, rings, whatever we like we will get it. In such a way, this girl Usha, she has saved 2 rupees and she wants to buy a necklace which is made up with the amber color beads. And then while she was getting it, she met her aunt Lakshmi. I told you her aunt is there in the bazaar. So here Usha met her aunt Lakshmi. So here the 4th character is introduced. That 4th character is Aunt Lakshmi. Okay. So she met her aunt Lakshmi, who took her home for tea, and she took her Usha for tea. Then Usha spent an hour in Aunt Lakshmi's little flat above the shop, listening to her aunt's talk about the ache in her left shoulder and stiffness in her joints. She drank 2 cups of sweet hot tea, and when she looked out of the window, she saw that dark clouds had gathered over the mountain. Usha ran to the cobbler's and collected her mother's slipper. The shopping bag was full. She slung it over her shoulder and set off for the village. I told you, she met her aunt Lakshmi and she took her to the house. And usually when we meet our old people, they will say, how are you? If you ask immediately, they will say, I'm okay, but I have got little pain in my neck, little pain in my shoulders and hands. They will say, in such a way she was telling all those things. And by listening to her words, she drank 2 hot tea, sweet tea, and then after an hour when she was about to see out, she saw that the clouds was very dark. Immediately she came out of the house, she went to Moshi shop, she collected her mother's slipper and her bag was completely filled with provision, and she started walking back to her village now. Let's see what happened in the way in section 2. Children, now we will go to the section 2, which is there in the page number 113. Actually previously we discussed that Usha, she is a girl of age 11 or 12. She went to the bazaar to collect daily provision, and now she is returning back to her home. In the way, what all the circumstances she is going to face, we are going to read in the section 2. Take a turn and read this section aloud. Strangely, the wind had dropped. The trees were still, not a leaf moved. The crickets were silent in the grass. The crows flew round in the circle, then settled down for the night in an oak tree. So she started moving. I told you suddenly the clouds have darkened, and when she started moving, it was very strange. What is the strange thing happened in the sense? The trees, everything were quiet for a moment. Actually, I told you in the previously I told you that there will be always a blow of the wind, but suddenly there was no movement of air there. Trees were still. Crickets means small insects which are there in the grass. They were all very silent, and the crows, they flew round in the circle. Then suddenly they all settled down in a oak tree. And everything is happening in the sudden manner. And see what is happening. And now she is thinking to herself, I must go home before dark, said Usha to herself, and she hurried along the path. But already the sky was darkening. The clouds, black and threatening, looked over haunted hill. This was March, the month for storm. So everything has become dark now. She is giving her full effort to walk to her home, but everything is dark and it was threatening her. But even though it is there, she started walking to her home now. A deep rumble echoed over the hill, and Usha felt the first heavy drop of rain hit her cheek. So what happened now? She is walking
straight away. Straight away.
Okay, ma'am.
உங்க கையில ரெக்கார்ட்ல வச்சுக்கோங்க. அப்ப உங்களுக்கு சப்போர்ட் கையில கிடைக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்குங்களா? கிராஸா இருக்கு.
From the first one. Okay. A deep rumble echoed over the hill, and Usha felt the first heavy drop of rain hit her cheek. So I told you she started walking, and now she is able, when she is walking, she is able to feel the rain drop in her cheek. Next, she had no umbrella with her. The weather had seemed so fine just a few hours ago. Now all she could do was tie an old scarf over her head and pull her shawl tight across her shoulders. Holding the shopping bag close to her body, she quickened her pace. Pace in the sense, the speed at which you can walk or run. But the raindrops were coming down faster now, big heavy pellets of rain. So I told you she went to the bazaar. When she came to the bazaar, the climate was really very good. She didn't expect for the rain, but suddenly the clouds have darkened, and now it started raining also, as I have told you. So she has no umbrella, we all know that. But she was wearing the scarf, and she tied her scarf on the head, which you can see in the picture how she has tied the scarf. And her bag was full with the provision, and she held the bag tightly, and started walking it. When the rain started, she was giving her full effort. How much speed she can walk and run in that much speed she is walking now. But rain has started. Then a sudden flash of lightning lit up the hill. The ruins stood out in a clear outline. Then all was dark again. The night had fallen. So while she is giving her full effort to run, suddenly there was a flash of lightning. The ruins stood out in a clear outline. Then all was dark again. Night had. She had no umbrella with her. The weather had seemed so fine just a few hours ago. Now all she could do was tie an old scarf over her head and pull her shawl tight across her shoulders. Holding the shopping bag close to her body, she quickened her pace. Pace here in the meaning, the speed at which you can run or walk. She was almost running, but the raindrops were coming down faster now. Big heavy pellets of rain. So actually children, I told you she is coming from the bazaar. She went to the bazaar, collected all the provision and she is moving back to her village now. And suddenly the climate has changed and rain has also started. So what happened now? She don't have any umbrella with her. So what she did? Immediately she started tying the scarf. As you can see in your picture, see how she has tied the scarf in such a way she has tied the scarf and holding the shopping bag closely to her, and she started walking to that much effort how much she can do. In such a speed she is walking now. Now the raindrops started coming very fast now. Okay, then a sudden flash of lightning lit up the hill. The ruins stood out in a clear outline. Then all was dark again. Night had fallen. Children, now she is coming in the side of the ruins. I told you ruins means collapsed building, and there she can see the lightning. By saying the lightning, she is able to feel herself. She is standing in the ruins. She is standing on the haunted hill. Okay. I am going to stop here now. In next class, we will discuss what is going to happen in that haunted hill. Okay, children. Now it's time to write homework and classwork. Children, kindly take 120 crown rule notebook. And in the classwork, you will write first as usual, write date, your lesson name, then Roman number 1, hard words, you will write 10 hard words. Using dictionary, you will find meaning for those hard words and write the meaning for that is Roman number 2. Then your Roman number 3 is, you will write the section 1 glossary in the classwork. Okay, this is your classwork. Then in the homework notebook again same 120 pages, rule notebook you will take. And the homework is, kindly listen to me, and your homework is, what you are going to do is, you are going to draw a family tree showing the members of your family and write a sentence about the activities that your whole family does together. How does it help others in the family and what do you learn from this? So these things actually you are going to draw a family tree and mentioning about them. This is your homework.
Children, kindly submit your classwork at office room on Tuesday. Thank you.